Hi everybody, I'm going to be doing my monthly meal plan for the month of October 2019. Some context, this is my, fourth month of monthly meal planning. I started in July and it has had mixed results so far. I'll talk a little bit about that while I am doing it. Secondly, I have two kids who are teenagers and eat a whole metric shit ton. One's a 13-year-old boy, the other is a 15-and-a-half-year-old kid, and they eat a lot. But I share custody of them. So when I have them, we go through so much food, and when we don't have them, it's not quite so much. One of the other problems I seem to run into is that I struggle pretty hard with staying on my meal plan when the kids are at their dad's. Like my husband and I, when we're on our own, we both work at jobs. Like I work for myself, has a salary position at a company, and we both work more the weeks that we don't have the kids, stay out later working, etc., just to catch up so that we can spend more time with the kids when we do have them. It's just it's something I'm working on, and I will tell you, I'm going to try really hard this month. I have some ideas on how to deal with the not sticking to the meal plan the weeks, because like I have a fairly decent time unless I start feeling really shitty. So I have a chronic illness, and when I feel really shitty, my husband can usually pick up what's on the meal plan and cook it, unless it's like a new recipe or something kind of difficult, and then we just switch the meal plan around. But on the weeks we don't have the kids, like neither of us really feel up for cooking if we've both worked super late. So I need to start taking that into account more often when I am meal planning. On that note, what I'm doing now is putting down washi tape so that I can mark when I have my kids, and so the washi tape is when we have custody. This is my Erin Condren horizontal planner. I actually use this for my weekly planning as well, but I use a Google Calendar for all of our monthly appointments and so on and so forth. So I wasn't really using this anymore, and now I use it much more often. One other thing I should mention as I'm getting into this is that I'm filming this early in September. This is actually only the first week of September, so I'm not going to comment too much. So far, looking at my September meal plan, we have stuck to it, but I've only been at it for about a week, so I can't really tell you, but because of this trip that we're having in this month, and just some other things, I just want to get it done. And so this is probably going to evolve. And when I do my November meal planning, I will make sure to really go back, because that'll probably get filmed a lot later in October. I'll go back and kind of check in on both of them. But for now, August, again, went really well. The weeks I had my kids, the weeks I didn't, it was much more sketchy. Now this month, there's going to be a lot of going out as well, because we have so much going on. And like, I know some people will like make something they can take on the go, but generally speaking, that's just, I'm usually working up until the minute we go anywhere. Cooking something to like take with us or go early when you have teenagers and a bunch of evening shit sometimes is really difficult. By the way, this pen I'm using is a Crayola Take Note pen. I'm testing it so I can do a review on it next month. So I got to put in all of the nights I know for sure we have shit in the evening. First of all, Katie has home games almost every Friday in the month of October. So that means marching bands will be at the stadium. I will actually be gone. I'll be back and having dinner on Sunday, but I'll be at the West Coast Planners event that weekend. Then Katie also has Tuesday night rehearsals a couple of the nights, so I'm just gonna mark that in as well. That doesn't mean that we are going to eat out those 2 nights. It just means that we need to remember that that's happening. And then Katie has a concert this night, and they tend to run late. That's probably going to be an out as well. Like I said, a lot. Oh, and then RJ has a concert as well. Because these concerts, especially, they just tend to run a couple hours, and it's just not necessarily possible, especially if it's Jesse and I. There's that figured out. Good times. Okay, so then the vegetable or fruit for the renal diet that I'm going to be doing in the month of October is blueberries, which are technically out of season, but in California, we actually get them year-round, generally speaking. So far, for the squash, it has been hit and miss. We're not sure about the texture. I did roasted squash. Some of the kids were super into it. I wasn't really into it. But I'm going to be doing some other squash things. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm not going to necessarily incorporate more of those, but we're going to do blueberries so that the other two will be a lot more appropriate in November and December. And I'm also going to allow myself to make like blueberry bread or something, because that just sounds delicious, and you know, whatever the case may be. I'm going to put Taco Tuesday in. All right, so got my Taco Tuesday in, except for this one, which will probably just do the taco truck. Actually, I'll swap these. Katie has an appointment that day, even though the kids are at their dad's, and I may be taking Katie to it, so who knows if I'm gonna cook or not that night. Oh, tired. And then the next thing I want to do is put in some blueberry recipes for the month. There's a blueberry ham and brie grilled cheese sandwich that looks goddamn amazing. Like amazing, amazing. And if you want any of the recipes for most of these things, they're all on my Pinterest saved there. That's where I keep almost every recipe that I use that's not just throwing some shit in a pan and cooking it. It'll be linked in the description below. I'm gonna make that with the kids being there because that sounds freaking majestic. No, I want to do that early in the month because that might get repeated. As a matter of fact, I think I am going to repeat that for sure. I can always change it later if we decide we don't like it. That sounds like happiness in my mouth. I'm just saying. And then there's a blueberry broccoli spinach salad that I think would be wonderful with grilled chicken. So we'll do that one. We'll do that this day to try it out. And then there's a salmon with blueberry balsamic sauce. Jesse has a gig this day. He has a gig almost every weekend. Should be good to go with blueberries. So now let's start adding in other situations. I've been spending a lot of money on food lately. Buying all this healthy shit is pricey. One of the things I want to work on is having things in my weeks without the kids that I know have been something that we have managed to survive. So I'm gonna do fresh tortellini, which is something Jesse and I will just grab tortellini have it with some like sauce and some bread or some salad or whatever, just some stuff from the store, in the fresh pasta section. And I know that we'll both eat that. We always have to do steaks at some point. So maybe we'll do that on this weekend. I haven't done cheesy pasta. When do I have cheesy pasta on though? I don't have cheesy pasta on this meal plan almost at all. So we'll have to do it to bring it back with the kids. Cheesy pasta. And I promised RJ we would do the arugula and pancetta thing. I'm doing like that. I've done for Jesse and me recently, but not for the kids very often. And that's mostly a weekend kind of a dish. So we'll do that on another Sunday. Katie is going to be starving on the 19th because there's an all-day Saturday rehearsal. So let's do fried chicken with arugula. That's another family favorite. Jesse will be at a gig all day. Katie will be at practice all day. So I will have some time to make that in the afternoon. And it's delicious and we all like it. And then I think on the 26th, we should do the bacon arugula, because this arugula pancetta thing, well, it does require a lot of, hold on, hold. Okay, I changed my mind. We're gonna do arugula and pancetta on the 19th, and then we'll do the fried chicken and arugula on the 27th, and then on the 26th, we'll do the bacon arugula sandwiches. Because the amount of arugula I buy, neither of these requires a whole bag of arugula, but together they can use up a whole bag, and that way I'm not wasting any. Woohoo! Look at me being responsible. Okay, how are we doing so far? How many more nights do we have to do dinner for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because I am not dealing with it. Figure it out. So looking at Jesse's and my nights together, again, trying to figure out something that I know we will both eat that will be easy and whatnot. I'm gonna do a couple of fend for yourself nights, but freezer. We each have some staple things we like Jesse likes like orange chicken in the freezer. I like pretzel dogs from the freezer, no lies, or Trader Joe's mac and cheese. So as long as we have some veggies or something hanging out in the fridge, having one of those nights will be really helpful so that we can like just take care of our own damn selves and be grown-ups, which does happen on occasion. And then I think on this Thursday, we'll do fresh pasta with olive oil. And again, a salad or something, because I know that we'll eat that. I'm trying to be super simple on these just because I know our habits, and it's expecting too much of us to do a lot of fancy cooking every night. It just doesn't work. I do like to cook more though with the kids. I'm gonna do the fajita chicken because I know they love it. It's become one of our family favorites. And we'll do Brenner, which is breakfast for dinner, whatever it decides to be. Probably breakfast burritos, that's what we often do. I'll do that on Halloween because that'll be nice and easy for Halloween. This will probably be the 18th is probably our only chance all month for a good date night. So it could be out, it could be doing like a, ooh, snacky dinner. That'll be Halloween. We'll do this on the 17th, and we'll do snacky dinner with the kids on Halloween. They love snacky dinner. If you don't know what snacky dinner is, it is, you know, getting together cheese and fruit and like dip and veggies and roasted garlic and baguettes and Boursin cheese and just setting it all out and having little snacks. And we all love ourselves some snacky dinners. No lie. And then we'll do any crock pot meal. So crock pot meals are really good for some of these. So we'll do that for Wednesday the 16th. I will do chicken pesto pasta. The shrimp zucchini skillet, I haven't made it yet, but RJ really wants it. So I'm gonna do that for the kids one night. Maybe because it says Zuck. Again, if we don't like that, if Jesse and I don't like that because we're testing it, then we can change it out. Spaghetti, because we haven't had that on here and I love spaghetti. Makes me so happy. And one more meal. Oh, I want to do pork chops. Some of you may ask why I do pork chops when the kids aren't here. RJ doesn't like pork chops very much. He'll eat them, but he doesn't care for them. And I like pork chops, so I do like to have them at least once in a while with just Jesse and me. And we can get just 2 of them and eat them, and that's a delicious dinner. So anyway, here's my meal plan for the month. As you can see, it is a little all over the place. It may have some revisions as September continues. I would love to hear from you in the comments some of the things you're looking forward to about the weather changing when it comes to the food you make. I am looking forward to making mashed potatoes on the regular. I don't like making them when it's hot because they steam up your kitchen, make you hot. But as soon as the weather cools down, mashed potatoes are a staple in this house, at least until my kidneys fail. Anyway, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.